Hi, my dear children, my viewers, good morning to all of you. We are very happy, I too very happy to come to you, to meet you through these lessons, and you too don't having the feeling of missing me. We can interact. We again come into contact to one another by using this opportunity. My dear students, we have completed the last session successfully and I have given some assignment to you. I hope you all have done it without any difficulty. I feel you are eager to know, you are eager to learn the next lesson and ready to take another assignment. Let us hope so. Okay, coming to the point, I would like to take you into my world, into the lesson, Art a True Player. This is a poem, a beautiful poem, just describes what characteristics does a true player have, does a player have, true player have. Difference is there, my dear students. Player, true player, all are players, but true players are very rare. True players are different from players, in which the way student, true student. Is there a difference between the student and true student? Student and best student? Yes, you are all students, but only one or two or three or four are the best students of the class. Why they are called best students? Why you are not called best students? Why, you tell? Because they have some good characteristics which you don't have. That's why they are called best students. You are not, or you are called only students. Any student can be a good student, can be the best student in the class. How? By adopting some characteristics. By adopting some characteristics. First, you know what are the good habits, what are the good characteristics of a student. Yes, number one, can you tell what makes you call best student? You are called best student in the class. Do you know why you are called best student? Some of the students reply, yes sir, we know sir, because we get class first sir. That's why best student sir. No. Just getting the class first is not enough to be called best student. Some traits are needed to be called a best student, to be called the best student, a good student. What are they? Being punctual, doing work from time to time, not postponing, listening to the words of teachers, obeying the teachers, obedient to teachers, being calm, being honest, being disciplined, being helpful to the others, being brave, following all the guidelines given by the teachers. These are all comes under good traits. Those who have these qualities, who follows these qualities are called best students. Not to involving in quarrels with others, not to create any problems, not being troublesome, not to being troublemaker, to be troublesome to others, not involving in quarrels, being decent. These type of qualities makes you best students. In the same way, when coming to our point, when coming to our poem, true player, true player. So, what qualities are required to be a true player? Who is called a true player? That is mentioned in our poem. A player who does not give up the sight of defeat, first characteristic. The player who does not give up, the player who does not give up the sight of the defeat means a true player never stopped his trial, his attempts to get victory. Even when he was on the verge of defeat, he is seeing the defeat is within his sight. He understood defeat is inevitable. It is certain. We are going to defeat. We are losing this match. We are going to lose this match. He knows. He is on the verge of the defeat. But even though he should not stop his trials, he should not stop his effort, he should not he should not stop his effort, trials to get victory. Who knows? Anything may be happen in the end. You may be the winner. 1 second is enough to change the situation. That's why the poet is telling here, the player who does not give up. Give up means, this is a phrasal verb. This is a phrasal verb. What's it? Give up. Give up means stop. Give up means stop. The player who does not give up at the sight of defeat. That means he never stops his trials. Even the defeat is at the sight of him. He tries, he should try to get victory. Learn from the mistakes. Learn from the mistakes. And put them beneath. And learn from the mistakes. And learn from mistakes. Put them beneath. What does it indicate? A true player always learn from his mistakes. That means he always think of the reasons for his defeat. What makes him defeat? What makes him lose the game? He thinks and thinks and thinks. Then he realizes, yes, at that point I made this mistake. Because of this mistake, I lost the game. So he tried to avoid those type of mistakes in the next matches. That means he learned from the mistakes. That means he learned from the mistakes and put them beneath means trying to avoid not to occur again. This is the second quality. This is the second quality. The player who does not give up buzzer. The player who does not give up buzzer. Does not give up buzzer means he should be alert. Always be alert at the buzzer. As soon as the buzzer was rung, he has to start his game. He has to start run, for example, running race. If he neglects the buzzer, what happens? All others starts their running race and he remains a little bit late. It causes him his defeat. So, he should not, the player who does not give up the buzzer, he should be alert at the buzzer. He should practice game speed. He should practice game speed. Game speed means for whatever the game is, it requires some speed. We have to maintain some speed. That should be got to any player, not at once or in overnight. By practicing and practicing and practicing, he gets it. So, the player who does practice game speed, that means the true player always practices game speed. He knows all his shots are not guaranteed. All his shots are not guaranteed. That means he never feels that all his shots are perfect. Whatever he hits, that should be the perfect shot and it will be the winning shot. Sometimes he may fail, so that he should not be overconfident. He should be confident, but not to be the overconfident. This is the fourth characteristic of a true player. So, who are called the true player according to the poet? Number one, who does not give up, even he was on the verge of the defeat. Number two, who learns from the mistakes and avoid those mistakes in the coming matches, who practices the game speed and who realizes that all his shots are not good. That means he should not be overconfident. He should be only confident. When that particular player has developed these qualities, surely he can become a true player. Then what qualities are also needed for a true player? A true player or a player who does not whine. Who does not whine? Here, whine means not W-I-N-E. Wine means drink, my dear children. Here, wine means not that wine. W-H-A-N-E, wine. This wine means complain. Complain. The player who does not whine for the playtime, for the playtime. That means a true player never complains. A true player never complains about his playtime, because he knows it is an unacceptable crime. It is an unacceptable crime. It is an unacceptable crime. Nobody accepts it. It's a crime also. So, it is important in the comprehension you are asked, what is unacceptable crime? Most important, surely you will be asked in the examination. What is the unacceptable crime? What is the unacceptable crime? Whining or complaining about the playtime. So, he should not complain about the playtime. He has to play, whether it is day or night or rain or shine. Whatever is allotted to him, he has to practice it. So, this is the quality of, another quality of true player. See, we can see so many players, they are practicing in sun, in shower, day and night. Some of them hurting their ankles, but they are still practicing by telling or admitting that they are fine. That means what we understand, a true player never think of the injuries, never think of the climatic conditions, never think of the timings of the play. His mind is filled with only one thing, only one aspect, that is, he has to play, he has to practice, he has to win the game. His ultimate aim will be winning the game. So, he never go for complaining about the playtime. And the true player, the player who has strong and sensible mind, the true player who has strong and sensible mind, strong and sensible. See, most important characteristic of a player is strong and sensible. Why a true player has a strong mind? Strong mind means he can take either victory or defeat on the same wavelength. He never yield to others. He never yield to others. He never accepts the defeat easily because of the best performance of the other team, and when they are ahead of them, more ahead of them, even though he never fears, he always be positive. Of course, for example, 30 minutes game is there, 20 minutes the other team is progressive, they are ahead of them. So, when the player feels, oh, already 20 minutes over, they are already so much ahead of us, then how can we win? It is difficult to us, it is impossible for us. So, loss, that means he stopped his trials. He does not encourage his co-players. He went into disappointment without fighting. He gives the game to others. He loses the game. But when the true player has a strong mind, till the last second of the game, he keeps his utmost effort he is not interested even to get the idea of defeat, even to get the idea of defeat. He tries, always with hope he plays, that he can win, that he should win. Because of this attitude makes him go forward and try to get victory over the rival team. So, that's why a true player should have a strong mind, sensible mind. So, strong mind helps him not to yield to the opponent team easily, and strong mind helps him to have a great faith in him, and he creates the same faith in other players, his co-players too, and he leads his team to the way of success, to get success. Sensible mind. Why do he have sensible mind? Because he should not be crooked. He has to follow the game rules. He should not be deceitful. He needs victory. He should win. He should get over victory. He should defeat his enemy. He should defeat his opponent. He should defeat his rival team. But he feels that should be through the right path, by playing according to the rules of the game only, but not by hook or crook, or fair means or foul means. That is important. That only makes you a true player. If you cheat the players, if you deceive the players, if you deceive the other team, if you cheat the other team, if you manipulate the other team and plays against the rules of the game, even though you win, nobody honor you, nobody praises you, nobody admire you, everyone humiliate you, insult you. Yes, he got victory through cheating. Superficially it seems to be he may be the winner, but morally the other team has won the match. So that type of bad reputation is not necessary. Reputation is not required. Bad reputation is not required for any player. So when the player has sensible mind, it is helpful to him to be sensitive, to follow the rules of the game, to play the fair game, to get victory by fair means only, and wins the hearts of all the spectators, either related to his country or related to other country. That is immaterial. Everyone likes him. So these two qualities are required, and the true player always give what they have to the other team. What they have to the other team. What they have to the other team means, we can understand this sentence, we can analyze this sentence in two ways. A true player always have to give what they have to other teams. Means, for example, if our team enjoys all comfortable things, good equipment to play the game, but the other team suffering from lack of those articles or those things, those good things what is needed for playing game, then if we have, it's our duty to give the same thing to others, to provide those objects to the other team. In one sense, we can understand this in another sense too. We always give them what we have, means we have to perform. We have to give our best performance to other teams. We try our level best to other teams. And next, another thing, a player who does not chicken out, ఆహా చికెన్ అనగానే మనోడు నోరు ఊరుతూ ఉంటుంది, మౌత్ వాటరింగ్, చికెన్ చికెన్, నాట్ దట్ చికెన్ రే. There is no scene of mouth watering here, not that chicken. On hearing the word of chicken, see those persons smiling, getting smile on their lips. Why do you get smile? Why smile appears on your lips? Because you remember chicken, Sunday, biryani, right? Yes, I understand, right? That's why you are smiling. Try to get the meaning of here chicken. Just told, not the curry. Yes, chicken out means here to stop something, to stop doing something, to stop doing something, to stop doing something because of fear, because of fear. What does this expression mean, Ra? For example, if Sir gives or I give some questions to you and you are asked to write the answers, then what do? You simply started writing the answers. Some of the students, if I give you 10 questions, some of the students write 4, some of the students write 6, some of the students write 8, some of the students write 1, some of the students 0. They don't give any answer to any question. Simply they make the white paper remain white. They make the white paper remain white. They don't want to turn them into black or blue. Why? Some of the students are there, they write 9 questions. 1 question they can't. Why this happens like this, my dear children? Try to get the answer for it, then you can understand easily. Your replies are like this. Those who have written 4 questions, 5 questions, 6 questions, they reply, sir, actually we have known only those 6 or 5 questions, sir. That's why we have written, sir. The other questions, we can't, sir. We can't understand, sir. Even though understand how to write them in sentences, we fail, sir. We can't know, we don't know, sir. Simply they are giving their replies like that. Some students who wrote 9 questions, that person says, when after giving my answers. Okay children, okay my dear students, I appreciate you for your effort. Anyhow you tried and written at least 4 or 5 or 6. I am happy because you have written certain extent. up to your level best. Okay, there is nothing wrong. Can't understanding some questions. No need of fear of it. I explain you once. I explain you once, and you can handle, and you will be improved in future. No need of worry. By saying like that, I give answers for all the 10 questions. Then the students or a student who answered only 9 questions and one is left, immediately stands up, immediately stands up and says, Sir, actually I know it, sir. I thought the same answer, sir, but I feared, sir, that it may be wrong, so I did not write, sir. That is called chicken out. That is called chicken out. Understand? That means you stop to give your answer to that question for being scared of maybe a mistake. A true player should not do like that. Later, some students, I already told, they don't want to make the white paper turn into black or blue. They make their white papers remain white. They say, Era, what's this? Why are you remain silent? Not even answer one question. What's this, Ra? Why are you sitting idle? Don't you make even an attempt to answer them? He simply says, Sir, if my answers are wrong, sir, the paper will be spoiled, sir. It will not be TD, sir. So, after you are telling, I want to write neatly, sir. That means he prefers to keep his notebook neat rather than to attempt. This should not be justified. This should not be justified. If you feel like that, you write the answers in the rough book. After source telling, you can copy it in your real notes. But not just to stop doing something. We should not stop from doing something as the fear of it might not be, it may not be. So, a true player should do what he feels right. He should never feel feared. He should never feel feared for anything. At the same time, he should be careful. At the same time, he should be careful. He should be confident, but not be overconfident and less confident. He has to balance. He should have the balanced mind. So, a true player never be chicken out. That means he never stop from doing something. Because of fear. If those players who have these characteristics should be called or can become true player. So, what you get from this poem, all of my children, my dear students, you learnt the true qualities, the characteristics needed a true player. You understand now from this poem. So, if you too turn a player in future, you remember these points and you adopt these qualities to make yourself a true player. Understand? Right, good. So, what you have known, just revise me once. Just revise me once. What qualities? A true player require. What are they? Number one. What is the first one? He should not give up. He should not give up. He should not give up at the sight of defeat. At the sight of defeat. At the sight of defeat. Number two, he should learn. Number two, he should learn from mistakes. He should learn from mistakes and put them beneath. Number three, he should practice. He should practice game speed. He should practice game speed. Number four, he should give. He should give what he should give, what he has from their team, from their court to the other court, Number five, he should not complain. He should not complain about the playtime. About the playtime. I already explained, because it is an unacceptable crime. Number 6, he should give up. He should not give up buzzer. He should not give up buzzer. He should not give up buzzer. He should practice. He should practice in day or night, sun and shower. Sun and shower. Sun and shower. He should have balanced mind. He should have strong mind. He should have strong and sensible mind. Strong and sensible mind. He should not be chicken out. He should not be chicken out. He should remember that all his shots are not guaranteed. Not guaranteed. That his shots are not guaranteed. So, these are the 10 points, 10 characteristics, 10 good qualities, 10 traits a player should have to be called a true player. Now, I give you some assignment. My dear students, you learnt what are the qualities required to be called a true player. Now, your task is you have to develop, you have to identify 10 qualities, 10 qualities, identify 10 qualities you have to identify 10 qualities, to make you a good student, to make you a true student, to make you a true student, Right. So, with this we have completed our poem, A True Player. I hope, my dear students, you can understand this and you write the assignment and show me for our next class. Thank you.